Welcome back to another great session here at the 2020 Poomsae Grand Slam Final presented by USA Taekwondo. A packed house here, so we're glad you're here to join us. We're also glad you're here online with us. So again, we want your comments, looking for feedback, and of course, if you have questions, shoot them over to us and we'll answer them throughout this competition. This is the under 30 male and female individual competition. This competition has a ton of athletes. So what we're going to do is we're going to run round 1 and round 2, and then we're going to take a short break for the officials and come back and run rounds 3 and round 4. So folks, we know that you're watching. We know that we've got a ton of competitors here. So again, get ready, because this is the under 30 male and female individual Poomsae competition with a spot for the World Championships team on the line. So don't go anywhere. Coming up next, our first competitor. This is the 2020 USA Taekwondo Poomsae Grand Slam Final here at the National Center of Excellence.
Not USATKD technologies.
Yes, the technologies. I did that one time. I'm never going to hear that.
He told me.
Our first competitor in the under 30 male individual round, Alexander Tortora.
So Alexander Tortora entering the competition area. This is the under 30 male individual, and there is a ton of competitors here. We've got 10 athletes competing for this coveted spot on our World Championship team. Alexander Tortora is unaffiliated but coached here today by Coach Long Nguyen. He's 18 years of age from Naperville, Illinois, and he attends Castro Valley High School where he's a senior. I like how he puts, when did you graduate? No, I'm still a student. That's good stuff. He's a 2019 National Team B team member, so he's the alternate there in 2019. Silver medal at the National Championships in the recognized team, and a bronze medal at the Nationals in the recognized pairs. He likes to listen to music, play video games, and just hang out. It's Alexander Tortora competing with Taegu 7. So Alexander starting off very solidly with this round. Again, this is the under 30, maybe the most competitive division in all of the Poomsae Grand Slam. We have a special guest. We're going to bring in Alyssa Allen. And Alyssa has so many titles, it's be hard to give it, but a former competitor, now a USA staff member, and an international referee. Is that correct?
In Kurugi, I am an international referee. I'm almost a Poomsae.
I love it. Almost a Poomsae. So we're going to get a good perspective here. We've got coach's perspective, athlete perspective with Barbara Brand.
Up next, Brian Marr.
And now we have a referee's perspective. So just giving you different thoughts, different views as we watch these competitors come out. And up now is Brian Marr. Brian Marr is from Fairfield World Champion Taekwondo, coached by Kwanjin Ha. He is from Fairfield, Connecticut, 17 years of age, and attends Fairfield Ludlove High School and is in the 11th grade. He's the gold medalist in the team competition at the 2019 President's Cup. He's a 2019 Phase 2 first place winner in the male team. In 2019, I was on that 2019 World Cup team that went to Wuxi, China. He loves to hang out with his friends, listen to music, and study. This is Brian Marr.
It's definitely some incredible accomplishments for sure.
Very powerful form. Some of the guys look for a little more fluidity, a little more relaxed and grace. This guy's going for the power here.
Definitely part of that presentation spot that you look for from the referee perspective. You look for that rhythm and tempo, putting that together, but the power and speed is also important too. You don't want it to be too flowy. You want to have that crispness to it, and that's definitely something that we always see in the men's division, is we see that crispness coming from them.
No question there. Super solid by Brian Marr.
Next up, Jiwon Jeong.
So Jiwon Jeong, as we saw him compete a little bit earlier with his sister in the pairs competition, Jiwon is from Dosa Taekwondo and coached by his father, Sang-ok Jeong, 21 years of age from Madison, Alabama, and he now attends the University of Alabama in Huntsville, trying to graduate this May with a degree in marketing. He won the 2019 National Championships, the senior individual gold medal. He won 5th place at the World Cup in Wuxi, China in the individual. And at the Pan Am President's Cup, he won a gold medal and 2 bronze. He loves reading, studying, working, sleeping, eating, playing. He loves everything.
Everything, definitely.
He loves everything. It's Jiwon Jeong, of course, competing here with Taeguk 7 or Taeguk Chiljong.
One of the interesting facts about Taeguk 7 is it actually has the most amount of deductions that you can get in a form. So you have to really, really focus on switching from those Poomsae, those tiger stances from side to side, making sure you have that hip movement in it and landing all those stances. And he definitely stuck those stances, those cross stances, as well as those tiger stances very well.
An outstanding performer throughout this competition. And again, he did it again here with another outstanding performance there. So again, we think it's going to be a high score for Mr. Jeong. We'll see if it is. Scores will come after each round, as they have all day.
Next up, Casey Liu.
So Casey Liu now entering the competition area from Just Taekwondo and coached by Justin Wang. Justin Wang has been coaching several athletes here, so he's been a busy guy throughout this competition. Casey's 18 years of age from San Gabriel, California. He attends UC Merced, and he's a freshman there. He won a bronze medal at the national champions in the 18 to 30 individual, and that's last year. Also in the 2019, he won a bronze medal in the pairs 18 to 30. He was on the Pan Am junior team when he was 15 to 17, and he was a Poomsae team member there. Doesn't say if he had a good result there, but he was on the team, so that's hard to do, of course. And of course, he likes to bike ride, cycle, train in the gym. This is Casey Liu.
A little bit of a stumble there on that cross stance on that other side. But definitely keeping his lines very straight, which is very, very good for the ending of this form.
All 3 of these athletes starting on their mark and ending just almost directly on their mark, so really know where to start and finish.
They have those stances down pat for that length that they need to get for all those directions. It's incredible.
Great job there by Casey Liu. We thought it was great. Hopefully the judges agree.
I hope so.
And next up, Ethan Sun.
And entering now is Ethan Sun from Eagle Taekwondo and coached by Jungwon Jin, who I feel like has coached at least 30 players here, and that's not an exaggeration. He's 18 years of age from Tustin, California. He attends UC Davis, pursuing a degree in biochemistry and molecular biology. And again, all of his accomplished coming from our phase 2. Poomsae Grand Slam freestyle individual, he placed first. Poomsae Grand Slam team Poomsae in phase 2, he placed first, and of course he took second in the pair Poomsae at the phase 2. What does he like to do in his spare time? He likes to sleep.
Sleeping. Yeah, definitely. With how much he probably trains, that's definitely a good thing to get in.
And again, and Ethan was on the Pan American Championships team, Pan American Games team, I beg your pardon, that won a gold medal. So I watched him earlier with his partner in the pairs competition. So clean, so solid. Should be a factor here in this competition.
Definitely. He's done great this entire weekend.
Crowd loves his performance. See if the judge loved it as much as the crowd. You know, big cheering for Ethan Sun here in round number 1.
up, Alex Lee.
And now entering is Alex Lee, our current Pan American Games gold medalist and the first gold medal in the history of Pan American Games Poomsae. And it's won by this gentleman right here, Alex Lee. From Eagles Taekwondo, also coached by Coach Jun Jin, 20 years of age, from Fullerton, California. He now attends Stanford, and he's pursuing a degree in computer science. He won the Pan American Championships gold medal in 2018. Of course, he went to the World Championships in 2016. He won a bronze there, individual and team. And like I already said, he's on the Pan American Games team that went to Lima, Peru just a few months ago and won a gold medal in the individual and the team. And that was special. He likes taking pictures and sleeping in his spare time. It's Alex Lee.
All of these athletes have such big repertoires when it comes to the medals and teams that they've been on. I think this is just whoever wins this, whoever gets it, is gonna represent U.S. incredibly, because they all want to work hard to represent U.S.
Oh, there's no question, and Alex has done it already on a big stage. So he's used to big stages. He's used to big moments. Can he do it here?
Great timing for that first part of the form. He's definitely putting that rhythm and tempo in there, showing those combos.
Just seems like he's stuck to the floor. Such good balance here. Does never look like he's off balance whatsoever.
To be able to get that quick timing from that crescent kick down to that elbow strike is just such an incredible thing to see, because you want to see that bam really quick, and all of them have been nailing that beautifully. So we'll have to see if the judges agree with us.
Yeah, Alex Lee's performance looks like one of the best so far, and it's not just because he's got such a resume. It just shows Alex Lee and Ethan Sun so far really pulling out all the stops to start this competition, hopefully in first or second place. But really solid performance by Alex Lee in round one.
Up next, Daniel Lee.
And now entering the competition area is Daniel Lee. Daniel Lee from Kim's Taekwondo, coached by Sung In Kim. 18 years of age, from Duluth, Georgia. He attends Petrie Ridge High School, and he's in the 12th grade. He's the U.S. Open's bronze medalist from 2018, and this year's President's Cup, he won a team gold medal for Team USA there. In his spare time, he likes to tutor kids and listen to music. Now it's Daniel Lee. Really clean there.
Definitely.
Just so clean on their mark. And he's, I would say, the last maybe 7 divisions in a row now. And that's a lot of divisions, but they've been so close. And so I don't envy the judges, because from athlete to athlete to athlete, it's really hard to differentiate.
It is. It literally always comes down to the most minute accuracy and presentation score. I mean, it could be just the stance being off by one little bit, giving that extra minus 0.1 deduction. It's crazy how close these athletes are.
Next up, Princeton Rush.
And now entering is Princeton Rush. Princeton Rush is from Duangali, coached by Sang Jae Lee. He's 22 years of age, from Indianapolis, Indiana. Princeton competed at the World Cup in Wuxi, China, and he also competed in the 2016 and 2018 World Poomsae Championships for Team USA. Princeton just loves to eat in his spare time, so I love it. He loves to eat. been doing this for a long time, as he was on the team in 2016, so an experienced player here at 22 years of age. And been on 2 national teams so far as Princeton Rush. So a solid performance from Princeton Rush in round 1. Again, 10 competitors here, one of the biggest divisions here at the Poomsae Grand Slam final at the National Center of Excellence. So we have one more to go. Number 10 coming up shortly.
Up next, Kevin Jiang.
And it is Kevin Jiang rounding out round 1. Kevin Jiang is from the T-Boss competition team, coached by Dan Chuang. He's 19 years of age from Birmingham, Michigan. He attends MIT right now, pursuing a degree in computer science. He's on the ECTC All-Star team. He was also on the 2019 Poomsae national team and the World Cup team, plus the President's Cup team. So he went to Wuxi, China, in the President's Cup here in the United States. He was the first place in the male individual at our Phase 2 competition. He likes to work on startup projects. He's building a startup right now, and he's into poker. He teaches a poker class at MIT. You can take poker at MIT. I love that.
I definitely didn't know that that was a class.
And he's into meditation. I want to take a poker class from him.
Might have to ask him about that after.
I'm going to. I'm not leaving that stone unturned. That's exciting.
Great performance from him, definitely. Let's see what the judges say. We're going to get these scores out for these competitors. I'm excited to see who's in the lead for sure.
Yeah, so that's the end of round 1. I said 10 players. There's only 9 players, as we had someone drop out. And they dropped out because he may be doing some multiple disciplines now, possibly made a couple of teams already, and you can only do 2 disciplines at the World Championships this year for the first time. And here we go. After round 1, it is Daniel Lee, wow, with an 8.33 over Alex Lee. So that's a surprise.
Is awesome.
That's a surprise. Easton Sun down there, right there at 8.23. And of course, Kevin Zhang, who just rounded out as the 9th competitor in 3rd place. So 1, 2, 3, and 4 are separated by just a little bit here.
Wow, and the lowest score is a 7.7. That is still an incredible score for all of these athletes. So all of them have done just an incredible job on that previous score.
Yeah, just round 1, so it's still anybody's spot on the team, if you will. So great action here. This is the under 30 male and female individual competitions. Up next will be round 1 for the female competitions. Quick reminder, after round number 2 for both the male and the female, there'll be about a 5-minute break for the officials, as the officials, with this many competitors, typically look for a break at the halfway point. So it'll almost be a halftime for the officials and the competitors. Just take a short 5-minute break or so. Come back with rounds 3 and round 4 at this Poomsae Grand Slam final.
Up first in the women's division, Cristina Castillo.
Now entering the competition arena is Cristina Castillo. Cristina is from World Taekwondo Center, coached by Elva Adams. Cristina, 22 years of age, from Round Rock, Texas. She attends Austin College, pursuing a degree in business administration. She's the 2019 U.S. team and Wuxi Championship World Cup member. That's nice. She went to Wuxi with the rest of these teammates. She also won a silver medal in this under 30 female division at the national championships. And she's the gold medalist at the collegiate level in the under 30 female division. She loves visiting local coffee shops and art galleries. It's Christina Castillo.
You know, I'm very excited for this division because this is the division that I used to compete in. So to see the people that I used to compete against and just how much it's grown since then is just incredible to watch. Definitely. Makes me want to do it again, for sure.
Yeah, you're right. It'll be interesting because she's the silver medal. She's the current silver medalist in this division for the national championship. So I would definitely put her as one of the top 4 or 5 here to beat in this tournament. But looking at these competitors, they've been in every. I've seen every one of them once or twice throughout this competition. Not a single new one. The newest one so far. That's the first time we've seen Christina Castillo.
I'm pretty sure it is. And it was a great performance coming from her the first time with Teguk 6. Great performance from Christina.
Up next, Yerim Zhang.
So it is Yerim Zhang. We've seen her throughout the competition, whether it be in pairs and teams, but now it's individual. And she's from Dosa Taekwondo, coached by her father, Sangok Zhang. 19 years of age from Madison, Alabama. She now attends the University of Alabama, Birmingham. She will be pursuing a degree in kinesiology. She's a sophomore now, so she's halfway there. Almost halfway there. She's the 2019 G2 President's Cup bronze medalist and also pairs bronze medalist, but in the team, she won the gold medal. In the 2019 Pan Am Open, in the pairs, she took a silver medal, but in individuals, she took a bronze medal. And at the 2019 ATU Nationals, she won individuals and pairs. She likes to study and help her parents with their Taekwondo business, listen to music, dance, and socialize. Competing now is Yerim Zhang.
So far, she's doing really well. She's getting great spacing on both of those roundhouse kicks coming from down the middle. You have to make sure to get one full front stance so that you can land in the same spot, like we were talking about earlier, how everyone's just been so good about landing in their spot, and that's one of the things you really have to watch out for on this form, and everyone's been very consistent with that.
Yeah, Yerim Zhang with a solid performance, and the crowd going wild, so they really liked what they saw. Typically, they really know what they're doing because anytime you see this big, loud cheering, the scores are typically high, so a very educated in Poomsae crowd out there, and it's a big one too. It's full house.
Which is good for the competitors. You want to have that energy because you kind of feed and build off that.
Next up, Alina Duong.
Yeah, you're right. They do feed off of it, and they have all competition long, and that's something that the comments that I've received from a lot of the coaches, athletes, they love this environment. They love this format. They love this action, and they love the crowds being right there cheering them on. They can feel the energy, you're right, and they feed off of it. And in a couple of cases, some of them said it's helped them propel them to even a spot here on our national team over the weekend. So obviously we're doing something right here, and it's showing to the athletes and coaches. This is Alina Duong. She's competing. She's competed throughout this competition. Long Wen coaching Alina from El Dorado Hills Taekwondo. She attends the University of Pacific, and she's a pre-pharmacy degree pursuant. She's the 2019 World Cup Championships bronze medalist, the World Poomsae Championships bronze medalist at the 2018, and the 2016 World Poomsae bronze medalist. So 16, 18, and 19.
She wants to add 2020 to that.
Yeah, trying for sure, and she loves hanging out. Here we go again, hanging out with her friends, reading, watching Korean dramas, and drinking boba. Watching Korean dramas and drinking boba.
That sounds like so much fun, so relaxing, for sure.
I'm gonna have to try this. I've never tried that. I want to watch a Korean drama while I'm drinking boba, and just see what all the fuss is, because it's not 1, 2, it's probably 15 athletes have given us that. So
They all want boba, so we might have to bring that in sometime.
I like it. I like it. I'm ready for it right now.
Up next, Esther Joe.
And you hear the announcer, Danielle Swigard, with Esther Joe, and that's who's entering now. From Duonglele, getting better at saying that, but not great at it. Coached by Sang Jae Lee. 17 years of age, she's from Prairieville. Virginia. From Woodgrove High School, she's a senior. She did go to our phase 2, which is great. Doesn't give us some results there, but she in the gold in the female under 30 and bronze in the female individual and gold in the mixed pairs. So she's had some success at some big tournaments. And if she's talking about phase 2, which I think she is, then phase 2's been nothing but great for Esther Joe. She enjoys school and art. And I don't know if I believe her. I'm not sure many of these people really enjoy school.
You know, when I was in high school, I didn't, but looking back now, I do. So
That's right.
maybe they're getting that vibe now that they're all seniors.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. They're starting to figure out school wasn't a bad thing.
Not one bit. Very clean, very elegant. It's great to see coming from a competitor.
Yeah, I think you bring up a good point. Esther Joe, really elegant and has been throughout this competition, but it really showed up there. Not the real snappy power thing, more of an elegant approach. It's really nice to watch.
It's the good balance between it, having that muscle control at the same time as keeping that balance.
Up next, Karen Rial.
And Karen Rial now entering the competition area. And Karen Rial has had herself an event here. Multiple national team spots already secured. Trying to add another here in the individual Poomsae. She's from Eagle Poomsae team coached by Zhengwang Jin. 18 years of age from Diamond Bar, California. She now attends the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, pursuing a degree in computer science, data science, and economics.
I don't think that's enough for her on her plate.
Yeah, and coming back 2019, she was on her Pan Am Games team. She won a gold on the freestyle team and a bronze in the individual. She went to the World Championships in 2018 where she took a bronze in the junior female. In 2019 at the National Championships, she won the gold in the senior female individual and the senior one pairs. She loves to dance, watch drama movies, and travel. It's Karen Rial.
What I like to see is when an athlete can do both freestyle and recognized Poomsae. It's incredible to see how people build that into their freestyle, take that technique and transfer that over into their freestyle. It just makes such a clean performance in that as well.
And she's been able to do it flawlessly. That was almost a flawless performance. That's going to be a high score, again, for my untrained, but getting trained this weekend looks like a high score for me for Karen Rial, and she's been consistent throughout this competition.
She has been, and hopefully the judges agree with us. I mean, I agree with you. You're not as untrained as you think you are, Jason. I think you're getting pretty good at this.
Well, with those kind of comments, you can stay here all day.
Yes!
Next up, Angela Tortora.
So now entering Angela Tortora from Team M, coached by Huiwen, coached here right now by Longwin. 17 years of age from Castro Valley, California. She attends Castro Valley High School, where she's in the 11th grade. She went to the 2019 Wuxi World Cup Championships as well, where she earned a bronze medal. At the National Championships in 2019, she earned a gold medal. And in 2018, she was a silver medal and went to our World Championships on our team then in 2018. She likes choir, hanging with friends, watching movies, listening music, and what?
Drinking boba. Now I'm just gonna have to go out and get some more boba. I'm gonna have to add it to my list by the end of the day.
I think we all are. It is a popular choice here at the Poomsae Grand Slam Final.
It is. We might have to bring some in for after the event. Great roundhouse kick, great extension. Having that follow-up after, keeping that control and that balance is a huge, huge deal.
And another tight competition I think we're going to see here, Alyssa, is these ladies are just really performing at such a high caliber and such a high level. So on deck, our last competitor, Kira Chan, round one. Then we'll start round two of the males, follow it up with a round two of the female competition, and then we'll take a short break for the officials and come back with rounds 3 and round 4.
And finally for the ladies, Kira Chan.
And entering the competition area is Kira Chan. She's from Tiger On's Taekwondo and T-Boss competition team. That's the Boston team coached by Dan Chuang. She's also coached by Carissa Fu, so has 2 coaches. Here, Dan Chuang will be her coach. She's 19 years of age from Chelmsford, Massachusetts. She currently attends the Massachusetts College of Pharmacy and Sciences. She is pursuing her degree in physical therapy, and she's the first time representing Team USA was at the President's Cup, and it was in freestyle and pairs and team in 2019. She won a gold medal in that freestyle teams competition, so first time out wins a gold medal. That's a nice start. And then she's a 2019 2-time national silver medalist. She likes dancing, drawing, playing guitar, eating, and traveling. This is Kira Chan.
One of the things that I'm noticing about these ladies is the timing of when they're setting their foot down and setting their hands at the same time. That timing is essential, because if you're off in any way setting your foot down before your hands, it throws off that whole rhythm and tempo and can throw off your presentation score. So making sure that timing is correct is a big deal, especially at the ending of all these forms. And she definitely had that at the very end of this last performance, ending our Yukjan or Taeguk 6 performance very well.
So scores are coming up here for round number 1. We're waiting for them with you. Here they come. And it's Esther Joe.
My goodness.
So again, this is also, would it be a little bit of a surprise? Karen Real, 8.20, but Esther Joe with an 8.40, and then a tie basically for third, that 8.13 and 8.13. But look, even fifth.
We have that double tie. I mean, clearly these ladies are just so close in their performance.
Not a single 7 up there. I don't think we've seen that yet.
No.
That's a first here.
No.
All 8s. It may have happened one other in the team competition, but in the individual competition, all 8s from the bottom top tells you that that's the high level of Poomsae here we have here at the Poomsae Grand Slam final. So we're so glad you're here with us. We have round 2 for the males coming up momentarily. So a short timeout. This is Jason and Alyssa. Round 2 in the men's under 30 momentarily.
Up first in round 2 for the men, Brian Marr.
So it is Brian Marr. Outside the top 3, so he's going to have a solid performance here in round 2 to vault himself into those top 3 spots. Again, Brian Marr from Fairfield, Connecticut. Traveled with the team to Wuxi, China there in 2019, so it's some great international experience. See if he can translate to the mat here. And choreo is fun for watch. You can really see the nice side kicks. And
that timing is essential. Getting that first kick to hit at the knee and then quick chamber to hit that side kick high is huge. Huge, huge. There's so many combos in this form. You can get such a high presentation opportunity. It's wonderful to see.
Well, he's really nailing it right now.
Get to slow down a little bit at this spot. Breathe. It's important. I love that pop turning around, that pop with the hips and the shoulders. It's always such a sharp, clean move to hit.
Yeah, and Brian nailed it. So really, really important, solid second round for Brian Marr. Hopefully he could shoot up the leaderboard as the judges saw what we saw, which was excellent, excellent execution by Brian Marr. So up next, Princeton Rush, Also sitting outside those top three, so we're going to have to get busy here in round number 2.
Up next, Princeton Rush.
And Princeton, another athlete who competed there at the Wushu World Cup for Team USA, so been to multiple world championships, so he has a ton of international experience for Team USA, and again is going to need to bring it here as the competition is fierce in this under 30 division.
Great timing right off the bat. Those combos straight in, landing strong. Definitely a great performance from Princeton Rush. He definitely has a great rhythm and tempo, and his power and speed is definitely something that I would definitely give a high score for. So very excited to see what the judges give from that.
Up next, Daniel Lee.
So entering the competition area now is Daniel Lee for his second round. Daniel Lee is the current leader. So can he hold on to this lead?
In such a close round, so any mistakes and he could slip, so let's hope that he holds on tight. Great extension in that side kick.
Amazing stuff.
It's
Wow.
beautiful.
Both sides, just textbook. That's so pretty.
His lines, seeing his lines with his stances, he's so consistent. If you can see the mats, just how he stays in the same parallel line the entire time. It's a great thing to see for that presentation score.
Wow, his side kicks are just absolutely beautiful. Right down the middle. Look, he's right in the middle like we talked about.
Exactly.
Looking to hit his mark. Nice slow 8 count that we talked about earlier in the other rounds, and you've seen it here.
He just holds that second move so strong. He has that speed and that power. Just he has it down pat. So let's see if the judges agree with us.
Well, Daniel
He
Lee
can
just
keep that
put on
lead.
a show here in
Yeah.
round number 2. And the crowd loves it. The judges should love that as well. I'll be stunned if that's not good enough to keep him in first place or that first or second spot for sure. Alex Lee's will have something to say about it, as well as the other players, but that is impressive.
Up next, Kevin Jiang.
Coach Kevin Zhang now entering the competition area. Again, an MIT computer science athlete here. So doing both, as you talked about, he's trying to go to school and trying to compete at the highest level. And he's trying to do it at MIT. That's impressive.
Isn't that something that, as an instructor, you see that the better athletes sometimes are really, really good at school too, because they put that same intensity in their training as they do in school, right?
I don't think there's any question about it, and it shows. And this guy's showing it here. He understands how to dig deep. He understands how to stay diligent, and of course persevere through things. You're going to have to persevere if you're going to go to a school like MIT. So, ton of confidence from this athlete, and it's showing here out on the mat.
Ooh, almost missed that hand. That can be a 0.1 deduction if you're doing that single knife hand to that punch. If you miss that hand in any way, it can be anywhere from a 0.1 to a 0.3 deduction. And whew, I'm glad he hit it. I don't want him to get deducted for that.
Good, another performance. It's just, again, it's been all 8s through round 1. We're going to find out what it is in round 2, but not a single athlete was in the, and that might have been the female, and there might have been a 7 here in the male, to be honest. We'll look at it here with you, but all high scores, even if it was 7, it was like 797, you know, so it was something really high.
They have to keep the bar high, or else they're not going to be able to get it. They have to keep that bar high, definitely.
Up next, Alex Lee.
And now Alex Lee, who's currently sitting in second place, entering the competition area. Again, attending Stanford right now, pursuing that degree in computer science. But again, he's a Pan American Games gold medalist in the individual and the team. So he's been in a lot of pressure-packed situations before. So I think he'll be able to handle this Poomsae Grand Slam final pretty well.
If you're good enough to get a golden team, you have the great consistency to put that into individual for sure, because it takes a lot of training to get that into that team.
Got a little more snap, a little more power move here by Alex Lee. Maybe that is a strategy change, or that's just his game.
They try, even though the forms are so similar, they do try to have that little bit of difference in that presentation, because that little bit of difference is what can get them the gold medal. Strong landing.
Perfect there, wow. And listen, I think we're going to have an extremely tight competition after round 2. Solid performance by Alex Lee. He just continues to excel on the big stages and did just then.
The audience thinks so too.
Yeah, that's huge applause for an elite athlete, and it shows.
Up next, Ethan Sun.
And again, round 2, Ethan Sun entering the competition area from UC Davis. Again, shooting for a degree in biochemistry and molecular biology. And he enjoys sleep in his spare time. Ethan Sun has been in that first or second or third position every time he's been out in competition this tournament, so very elite. Can he move up the leaderboard here? And another excellent performance. High caliber Taekwondo from Ethan Sun. So proud getting into these competitors because they know how close this is. They know that, like Alyssa said earlier, a small little bobble here, a little misstep there, maybe missing your hand. Honestly, can cost you a spot on the national team, can cost you this event. So these athletes bringing their A game here in round number 2.
Up next, Casey Liu.
And Casey Liu now entering the competition area for his round number 2. Casey's from San Gabriel, California, and Justin Wong coaching Casey here. taller, longer athlete here in Casey Liu, and kicks straight up with the left leg, showing great flexibility.
In control. When those gangly athletes can definitely show that control in those moves, it's huge to see it. Definitely great potential.
And Casey Liu, again, showed really, you talked about the leg control. I was really impressed with the flexibility. Again, a taller, longer athlete, so really got to show that he's flexible when they do. It's really visible because their legs look like they're touching the ceiling.
It is. I don't think any athlete could not have flexibility and compete in this division nowadays.
And not be competitive, you're right. And this has been extremely competitive at this point.
Up next, Jiwon Jeong.
So Jiwon Zhang now entering the competition area for round number 2. Again, attends the University of Alabama, Huntsville, where he's a senior, trying to graduate this May with a degree in marketing. Can he follow up his 29 national championship gold medal in this division with a win here?
Since we were talking about statistics, this is another taller player and definitely has that great extension through those side kicks. I saw a little bit of a wobble coming down from those side kicks. He's really trying to put power into it, but still has great control. Great landing on that one.
First one that's a little bit to the, you see a little bit left from their mark from our vantage point, but I think he can get back to it with a little step here to the right. Pretty close. When they turn, it should be just fine, and it is. Pretty close.
Pretty close.
It could be a step, could be a deduction.
Could be. It's one foot away is when they get that 0.1 deduction. Well, to see what the judges think.
Our final competitor of the round, Alexander Tortora.
And it is Alexander Tortora entering the competition area. Alexander, the current second place alternate from the 2019 national team, so definitely trying to move up to the team member here in 2020. And the first guy that hasn't tried to kick straight up in the air, but showed some really good snap, but more toward his head high. So is that a flexibility thing, or is this a strategy move?
You know, it could be either. He could get higher presentation in that power, because sometimes you can get more power if you go to the head. But depending on his presentation, he could get higher presentation because he came lower, showed more control, more power, more intensity in that. So it just depends on what perspective you're looking for in the form.
Yeah, I mean, again, if it's a strategy side, literally it could be something that they're looking for. Coach Longwin over there, extremely experienced coach here in the Poomsae. So this might be something that they're looking to see if they think the judges are looking for something else.
It's definitely something that has been discussed in seminars. So I wouldn't think that it could change eventually, but I don't know. I like the sport taekwondo having those flashy kicks, I think it adds dynamic to the presentation for sure.
Well, scores are coming now, Alyssa, so we're not going to go anywhere. Referees will take just a minute break here, but here they come for round number 2. It is Kevin Zhang, so that's a new person up on the top leaderboard. And Alex Lee, who's in second place, has dropped all the way to 6th in this round. But Daniel Lee, he still hangs in right there with an 8.26. So Ethan Sun, as we talked about, was there as well, 8.20. Let's see where the cumulative is. Still Daniel Lee. Kevin Zhang moving up the leaderboard to second place. Ethan Sun third, and Alex Lee.
But he has a lead by only a .02. So Daniel and Kevin are definitely going to be going back-to-back. And Ethan Sun is right there behind with Alex Lee. I mean, they all have within a .1 difference between each score.
Yeah, Kevin Zhang, what a round for Kevin as he moved all the way up into that second spot like you talked about, just .02. So interesting. So we're going to take just a minute break and we'll come back with round number 2 of the female under 30 individual Poomsae. This is the 2020 Poomsae Grand Slam final here at the National Center of Excellence.
First up in round 2 for the ladies, Alina Duong.
So Alina Duong now entering the competition area for her round 2 Poomsae of Taeguk number 8, or Taeguk Pajong. And again, 2019 World Cup team member, 2018 World Championships team member. She won medals at both of those. And a 2016 World Championship team member. So Alina Duong may be one of the most experienced athletes in this division, with a chance here at a spot on the team.
Well, the last form they got to do Taeguk 7, Taeguk Chilchan, and they showed, or Taeguk Yukjan, I apologize, where they got to show that flexibility in those roundhouse kicks. Now in Taeguk 8, Taeguk Palchan, it's a lot more of timing in this form, and so they really have to focus on those 8 counts and focusing on those combos timing.
Nice jump front kick by Alina. Good start to round number 2. That was Alina Duong. Up next, Christina Castillo.
Up next, Christina Castillo.
It is Christina Castillo from Texas, coached by Elva Adams. Elva earning a spot on our national team in another division earlier in this competition. From Round Rock, Texas, that's down South Texas. And again, I've seen Christina since she was a young girl competing here at USA Taekwondo events in Poomsae, so really grown up in the system, if you will, of Poomsae here at USA Taekwondo.
Now I have to ask, how close is where she lives to where we're gonna to San Antonio?
Oh no, it's not far at all.
No?
Yeah, it's not far at all.
So they don't have to drive too far
No,
for nationals.
if I'm not mistaken, it might be a suburb, but if not, it's not far. Yeah, great job by Christina Casino. That was well done. And that brings me to a good point. So, Nationals in San Antonio, Texas. Beautiful Riverwalk down there in San Antonio, Texas. Been there a few times. Absolutely love it down there.
This will be my first time. I've never been to San Antonio.
Well, the Riverwalk is beautiful. It's gorgeous. I mean, restaurants and all kinds of things along it, and they've got boats that go through it. It's just we've had Nationals there before, and I'm excited to have it there again. San Antonio, easy to get to down in South Texas, and really fit. The Mexican food down there is through the roof good. Just trust me, you have to give it a shot. And even if you get it on the Riverwalk, they have some chains, but go off there and find a little off the kind of out of the way place. It's outstanding.
Up next, Karen Real.
So it is Karen Real entering the competition area now. Karen, another one of those Pan Am Games gold medalists in the freestyle team. She did win a bronze at the Pan Am Games in the individual. So again, been in these big spots, big moments, and finds a way to do her best in these pressure-packed situations. I think she can do it here. Right now, it's Karen Real performing Teguk 8.
Great performance from Karen. Landed in the same spot, had great power and performance. We'll see if the judges agree with us on that.
Well, Karen Real's been in the top 3 or top 2 or top 1 in every competition she's been in this Poomsae Grand Slam final. So definitely knows how to handle the pressure.
Very focused athlete for sure.
Up next, Esther Joe.
Esther Joe entering the competition area. One of the few athletes from Virginia. There hasn't been many, but she is one. Really had a solid performance at our phase 2, so it's good to see that. She enjoys school and art in her spare time. Esther Joe out on the mat right now. This is round number 2 of 4 rounds of competition in the under 30 female individual Poomsae.
One of the tricky things about this part in Palchan is making sure you're not just showing that 8 count just on the shoulders. You need to show it throughout your whole body because it's not just a slow move, it's power in that slow move. Your hands have to be clenched. You show that power going all the way through your hips, up through your arm. And so Esther definitely showing that power coming through. Definitely one of the women that has great power in this division for sure.
Up next, Angela Tortora.
So now entering the competition area is Angela Tortora from Team M Taekwondo, coached by Wee Win, coached today by his brother Long Win. Again, she's in the 11th grade from Castro Valley High School and won a World Cup bronze medal there in Wuxi, China.
Great control as she goes into that front kick, into that punch. To kick with that front leg, it takes those small muscles. And she definitely has that in her hips, getting that front kick up quick.
Yeah, that's a good performance. That's going to, I think, reap some dividends here for Angela Tortora. Really solid performance here. So, Coach Longwin really enjoying, really pleased with the performance by his athlete Tortora.
Up next, Yerim Jeong.
And Yerim Jeong now entering for her round 2 performance of Taekwondo from the University of Alabama, Birmingham. She's a sophomore there, pursuing that degree in kinesiology. And Jerim Jeong ends her performance. She's coached by her father, Sang Yak Jeong. So, and her brothers competed here as well. So,
And they both competed in freestyle, correct?
they have competed in multiple things. We definitely have a senior individual for Yerim. I think her sister, there's another one as well that might have competed in freestyle.
So just a family sport for
Yeah,
sure.
no, family affair here for the Jeongs. And the father is the coach, so.
Last competitor of round 2 for the ladies, Kira Chan.
And it is Kira Chan now entering the competition area, coached by Dan Chuang, our head Poomsae national team coach. She's also coached by Carissa Fu, who took second with her husband Dan earlier today in the mixed pairs. And it looks like she has tape over one ear. Is that for an earring?
You know, I was thinking about that earlier because she had it during freestyle, the team freestyle yesterday as well as this morning, and you know, I honestly am wondering if she just has a new earring and wants to cover it. But it's not. It's a new rule, to not have jewelry. It used to be that you could have some kind of accessory, just like the bows, but she's probably covering up an earring, I would think. Safety.
Either way, it doesn't affect her performance.
No.
She finishes solid here. So what a solid round 2 for Kira Chan. So that's going to end round 2. And this is the timeout, if you will, of this division. So we are through 2 rounds of action here in the under 30 male and female individual Poomsae. So we're going to take a short 5-minute break and come back with round number 3 and, of course, round number 4. We'll name some champions here in these divisions. You're watching the 2020 Poomsae Grand Slam Final. Here we go. Let's get the scores. Don't go. We're not going anywhere. We're right here. Esther Jo wins round 2. So Karen Real. Wow, still second place, but Karen Real. Let's see how it ends up after 2 rounds for these athletes. The cumulative score here coming shortly. Esther Jo
Wow.
extends her lead over Karen
Yes.
Real. And some people might call that an upset because Karen just wins everything. But Esther Jo really putting on a show right now. So there's your top 3. Yerim Zhang, Karen Real, and in first place after 2 rounds, Esther Jo. So we're going to come back. Don't go anywhere. 5-minute break. Coming back with round 3 of the male and female under 30 Poomsae. This is the 2020 Poomsae Grand Slam Final presented by USA Taekwondo.
See ya real soon.
TJ Curry coming at you from Manchester, England at the World Championship.
That's right.
Hey guys, it's Anna and Maddie.
USA!
Really looking forward to just getting out there and fighting to, yeah, to hopefully rematch Cuba again, to beat him this time.
I just finished competing. I just won the first gold medal for the Team USA.
Who's ready to change the game?
I am.
I am. I am.
Fear of retaliation. A culture of non-reporting. Who's ready to end abuse in sport?
I am.
I am.
I am.
Are you ready to change the game?
Our first athlete in the third round of the under 30 division will be Jae Woo Jung.
So this is third round of 4 rounds. Again, you heard our announcer listed. This is the under 30 male individual Poomsae division. And after a short break, we come back with both male and female rounds 3 and 4. Jiwoon Jong from Alabama on the mat, performing Taebaek. So first up was Jae-Woon Jong. Solid performance. Ready for competitor number 2.
Next competitor, Casey Liu.
Now, Taebaek's a really, really fast-tempoed form. It's just combo after combo after combo. So it's one of those forms that if you're performing it right, you are tired after. But it's not phasing any of these athletes. Doing great so far on Taebaek.
You know, really well conditioned, and I was curious to know late in this event how the altitude would affect them and fatigue them. Several of them have been in freestyle, maybe team, individual. They're coming back with the recognized individual and then the recognized team and the recognized pair doing 2, 3, 4 events. Will the altitude and will the length of a competition like this affect them? And so far, I don't see a ton of fatigue.
No, I haven't seen it on the mat. I know it probably should. I mean, we've seen it in other divisions, but I haven't seen that these athletes are such high caliber that I haven't seen it phase them at all.
So Casey Liu, solid performance in round 3.
Next up, Daniel Lee.
And again, Daniel Lee might be in the lead.
He might be. I think he won that last round.
Yeah, if he didn't win it, he's
Definitely
in the top
top
3.
two. Yeah, definitely.
Top 2, maybe top 3. And it's been interesting so far because you're looking at some of the, what the athletes and the coaches might call favorites. And right now, they're not at the top of the leaderboard. They're right there, though, so anything can happen. Again, we're just at the halfway point. Daniel Lee having himself an incredible competition at this point, trying to follow up round 2 with a great round 3 here with Tabak.
You can hear that uniform popping, just the power coming from him. Definitely great intensity coming from
Clean
Daniel.
line there. That's impressive.
And that transition right there, that spin to go into that back fist to the temple, that balance has to be right on point, and he definitely shows that.
And Daniel Lee, another incredible performance. So round 3, really good. Crowd loves it. Alyssa and I loved it as well, as we thought it was one of the best ones we've seen so far. Tabak by Daniel Lee. Well done.
Next up, Brian Marr.
And entering the competition area now is Brian Marr. Again, Brian Marr from Fairfield, Connecticut. Kwon Jin Ha, the coach.
Kwon Jin Ha is one of my fellow referees as well. So he definitely shows that experience in his coaching for sure.
Strong performance from Brian Marr. Again, we talk about landing on the mat. He lands and he's stuck there, and that just shows great core strength, great balance, and clearly excellent leg control as well. So congratulations, Brian Marr, on an excellent 3rd round. We're going to continue on.
Next competitor, Kevin Jung.
Kevin John made the biggest jump in round number 2. Looking to follow it up here in round number 3. Really powerful, more snap than we saw the other guys, or a little more speed even.
Definitely. Lands it very well.
Well, just effort. Looks like he's not having to put any effort into this. It looks so good.
You know, many times you see that people mess up which hand goes first on those punches on both sides, and no one has made that mistake yet. Sometimes it happens in that all of that intensity is there and you're so focused, and accidentally that prep hand becomes a punch, and it's incredible to see how much they have drilled that in that focus. No one's made that mistake yet, thankfully.
Well, that was outstanding. I think it's going to be a high score, and we'll have to wait and see. But Kevin Jung is really, really excellent technique. Great powers you saw after round 3.
Next up, Alexander Tortora.
And Alexander Tortora from Illinois, Naperville, Illinois, entering the arena now. Just a senior in high school. And Alexander comes in unaffiliated, but coached here by Long Wen.
You know, we noticed in his last form that he decided to forego the flexibility to show that power, and you definitely saw it this time, and it was great to see that for sure. Great performance from Alexander.
So Alexander Tortora with a solid performance in round 3.
Next competitor, Alex Lee.
So Alex Lee, again, one of the top athletes here in the Poomsae division, the under 30 male division individual. Entering for round number 3, Tibet. And not sitting in first place right now. Let's see what he can do. Now up is Alex Lee. So Alex Lee finishes his 3rd round. The crowd was really impressed. Typically when the crowd's impressed, the judges are as well. We'll wait and see after round 3.
Next up, Princeton Rush.
So well done to Alex Lee, but we have Princeton Rush now entering the competition area from Indianapolis, Indiana, and his coach is Sang Jae Lee. Princeton's competed for the United States in tons of competitions internationally, from the World Cup in Wuxi to the World Championships both in 2016 and 2018. So tons of experience here for Princeton Rush. So Princeton Rush finishes his 3rd round with a solid performance, and I think the score will reflect that after all competitors. So this is the last athlete coming up here momentarily.
Last athlete of the men's round 3, Ethan Sun.
And Ethan Sun now entering the competition area. And Ethan Sun is bouncing out in that 2, 3, 4 range, so kind of hanging in there. It's been really high-level taybacks throughout. Can he match these guys? Because right now, to me, the competition is elevated. It really has.
The bar's very high in Tibet. It's definitely a form that everybody is comfortable with for sure.
So here we go. This is the final competitor of round 3. We'll follow it up with round 3 of the female competitors, and of course round 4 for both as well in this session. So Ethan Sun, it's Tebek, round number 3.
Another great performance from Ethan Sun as he finishes out this round. Can't wait to see where he places. It's definitely been super tight this time around.
Yeah, round 3's been the most competitive round, and I said that about round 2, so it's not us just trying to build drama here. It really is truthful as these athletes elevate each round. And it's going to show in the scores. I really feel that way, so let's see what comes up. We are going to see the scores here momentarily for round 3, and then, of course, the cumulative scores after all 3 rounds for these male under 30 athletes.
You know, it's interesting watching the referees watch the computer as that score comes up because they want to know where they place too.
Right, so here you go. It's going Alex Lee, 8.50.
Wow,
haven't seen it in the entire
that is
tournament.
the highest.
No 8.5.
Wow.
So that's it. Daniel Lee with the 8.27 and Kevin Zhang with 8.23. Really feel like they would have won you win almost any round with that, but 8.5 has not happened yet. And it vaults Alex all the way up into the lead.
Wow.
And Kevin Zhang back down to 3rd now, so it's Daniel Lee in 2nd, but Alex Lee with the highest score of the event today, maybe every day.
Well, and look, Alex and Kevin, it's a 0.1 difference. That is one minor mistake difference. It can change who's in 1st versus who's in 3rd. So this is going to be a great 4th round.
Yeah, it's all about the 4th round here for a spot on our national team. So we're glad you're joining us. But this is exactly what USA Taekwondo expects from a 2020 Grand Slam final. And we've got drama here going to the 4th round with a big change. Alex Lee jumps all the way up to 1st place from, I think, 3rd place after an 8.50. So don't worry, the 4th round, we're going to have it for you. Alyssa and I are going to be sitting here giving you the action of this 4th round as we try to find a winner here to represent Team USA in the under 30 male individual division. Up next, the under 30 female division. It's extremely competitive as well. Don't go away. Coming back here in just a minute with round 3 of the female division.
First up in round 3 for the ladies, Yurim Jeong.
And it is Yurim Jeong first up, I beg your pardon, in the 3rd round. With her dad coaching her, Sang Ok Jeong. Again, one of the few athletes here competing from Alabama and representing her state very well. Yurim Jeong on the mat now.
Up next, Cristina Castillo.
And entering for her 3rd round is Cristina Castillo, kind of right there, bouncing back again around that 3rd, 4th, 5th area. Gonna have to make a move here in the 3rd round with Tegut 7 from Round Rock, Texas. And Elva Adams, her coach. It is Cristina Castillo.
Christina finishes a great form. She definitely has that great control, core strength, power. Definitely starting good for this third round. She has one more to go. Let's hope she can keep it up.
Up next, Esther Joe.
Now entering the competition area, Esther Joe, again, from Virginia. She's a senior in high school and ready to go for their coach, Sung Jae Lee. Esther Joe, this is round number 3, Taeguk 7.
Esther has such great precision coming into these forms. She has that power as well as that accuracy. It's definitely something that we like to see in female competitors because not many female competitors have that strength behind their moves. And Esther definitely shows that coming into this third round.
Up next, Alina Duong.
And Alina Duong entering the competition area from El Dorado Hills, California. Again, working on a pharmacy degree from the University of Pacific. Enjoys drinking boba. We'll try to find a place that sells boba.
I'm gonna need to bring boba in tomorrow to work. It's definitely gonna happen.
Well, she's gonna have to find it on Martin Luther King Day in the evening. That might be difficult.
Yeah, I typically find it at a tea shop. My favorite one's up north, but they definitely are closed by now.
Again, Alina Duong. Finishing round 3 strong.
Very
Taeguk
strong.
7. Good job, Alina.
You know, do you remember when Poomsae used to not have the deduction scoring, and it used to be the flip cards? And it's funny, whenever you see M Team out here, you always want to add that Taekwondo spirit category in for that audience participation, and it's wonderful to see that coming from this audience. We're all excited to see how these last 2 rounds go for this world's team.
Yeah, and it's a full house here for this round. We've had different sessions, and of course a couple of them have been more well attended than others, but for the most part, it's been a packed house for all 20-something sessions here at the Poomsae GrandSlam Finals. So glad you're joining us here on the live stream. If you can't be here, you want to be on the live stream with us.
Up next, Angela Tortora.
You want to know what would make it even cooler?
Tell me.
Mickey.
Well, we're going to give you that.
I have my Mickey shoes on today in honor.
So Mickey Mouse would make it cooler. Well, how about this? We have a U.S. Open in Orlando at the ESPN Wild World Sports Arena coming up in about a month and a half, maybe a little less. And you can stay and play and compete on the Disney Resort. So if you want to compete with Mickey, we can oblige. It's really this simple. Go to the Simply Compete website, register yourself to compete at the U.S. Open, then choose one of our stay and play packages, and let's go to Disney parks after you win a gold medal at the U.S. Open, a G2 rated event of course, the U.S. Open.
Lots of points for that G2.
Tons of points. And Angela Tortora is going to earn a lot of points here as well. She's
Definitely.
really in this form.
Great landings and power. Landed right on that spot.
We hope to get a little visit from Mickey or one of his friends at the U.S. Open. That's something we're looking forward to. But again, the U.S. Open at G2, late February, early March. So if you haven't registered, what are you doing? Why have you done it?
We want to see you there.
Yes, we do want to see you there. Sherman and I are going to be there.
I want to hang out with you and Sherman.
Alyssa's
Definitely.
Be there.
I
Danielle's
am.
going to be there.
Yes,
Wiggins is going to be there.
Wiggins.
Of course, Jose, Eric, and the whole staff. But we want you to come chopping it up at the Disney Resorts. And of course, we want to see you out there competing at the prestigious U.S. Open. Again, at the ESPN Wide World of Sports Arena on the Disney Resort campus. Up next, here we go.
Up next, Kira Chan.
And Kira Chan entering the competition area. Dan Chuang coaching here this evening.
Had to check your watch. It's definitely evening. Pretty sure it's dark outside by now.
That's definitely dark. Again, the athlete is from Chelmsford, Massachusetts. Only 19 years of age. So a ton of time at this division. As a 30 and under. First spot on the team.
It's great to see the pipeline coming up. I mean, we saw it all day coming from those cadets and juniors. We're creating similar for the Krugi for the other side, and seeing the pipeline come here as we hope and pray that we might be able to get Poomsae into those big competitions. So it's wonderful seeing these athletes start so young.
Yeah, you're right. The pipeline here for the Poomsae teams is through the roof. The depth is what I've been maybe the most impressed with. Of course, I have a little more experience in the sparring level with my background in sparring as a competitor, of course, as a coach here for USA Taekwondo. But the depth in the pipeline of this pipeline here at USA Taekwondo for the Poomsae team is outstanding. And it shows with high score after high score, and another one probably here from Kira Chan. She's just done. These athletes are just dominating the Poomsae here. National Center of Excellence. We have a couple more competitors here in round number 3. It is just one more competitor. So one more, our last competitor.
Until we go into that 4th round.
Awesome.
The final competitor in round 3, Karen Rial.
And Karen Rial entering the competition area for round number 3 from Diamond Bar, California. Again, she now lives on the East Coast as she attends the Massachusetts Institute of Technology. We talked about how impressive her resume is as far as a competitor, but I think her resume for her schooling is just as impressive as she's working on a computer science major, data science, and economics.
Definitely a smart brain there.
Yeah, and has herself in MIT.
Transfers over with those crisp moves. I mean, Poomsae is so analytical. You have to be able to create those lines and that uniformity, and she definitely has it.
Really clean lines here, as you talked about. Just
great speed as she jumps into that uppercut.
Go right down the center line here for this last pressing kick and elbow. Finishes strong in that horse stance there, or riding stance. And finishes spot on in the middle. This is going to be a high score for Karen Rial, and this could be a game changer. And the crowd knows it, and honestly, we know it too. This is going to be a really high score.
This is the make it or break it round.
We talked about it. Yeah, we talked about it. It's make it or break. I like that better than the moving round, but I copied moving round off of the moving day, which happens in golf. The 3rd round of golf is the moving day. So I'm stealing. I know this is going to be a high score because that was really solid.
Incredible performance.
Let's see
for
what
sure.
the judges, if they saw what we saw, but really technically sound, beautiful technique, and Karen Rial sticks it, and that is the highest
score
of
the day,
of the highest score of the tournament.
Oh my goodness.
8.53. Karen Rial steps up in a huge way. Is it enough to overcome? Because she was not in first place.
No.
Cumulatively, let's see where she is after 3 rounds.
Maybe jumps into that top 3. Let's see.
Not quite.
Oh.
No, not quite, but moved up quite a bit. Not quite. Wow, 24.86. So she still has work to do, Alyssa. I thought she was going to be right there, but
I did
Esther
too.
Joe with a big lead didn't really relinquish too much of it. But Karen Real says, "I'm not going away yet."
Close that gap because she definitely lengthened that gap between third and second. So now she's just shooting for that first. She just is not stopping till she gets to the top.
Well done, and congratulations on the highest score of the day, Karen. One more round of action. We've got round number 4, the final round here. This is Martin Luther King Day, so we know that if you had the day off, it's starting to get into the evening, but we're still going, so we hope you're still going. So thank you so much for joining us here on the live stream. This is the 2020 Poomsae Grand Slam Final here at the National Center of Excellence, and it's presented by USA Taekwondo.
First up in our final round of the men's division, Casey Liu.
So Casey Liu, 4th round competition here. Casey coming off an excellent 3rd round. Justin Wong coaching Casey here. And this is the 4th and final round of the under 30 men's individual Poomsae. The winner here will represent Team USA at the World Championships in May in Herning, Denmark. And a lot of the athletes have said they've never been to Europe for a competition, so I know how excited they are to head to Denmark. Been to Denmark for World Championships. It was actually in Copenhagen in 2009, where Danielle Pelham won a world championship.
Now they're going to have to take a lot of pictures while they're in Denmark because that's definitely a place I want to visit for sure.
Well, you should go with the team, Leslie.
I'll have to talk and ask.
Okay.
Definitely. Great precision from Casey. He stuck every single move. You can tell he's trying to be very technical in this last round, trying to get as many accuracy points as he can so that he can try and bump that spot up like we were talking about earlier. It's not just about the first place person in this, because the first place winner might have won in some other divisions and could choose another division to compete in at Worlds. So those second and third spots are so important for these competitors.
Yeah, that's a great point, and we touched on it a little bit in some of the other broadcasts, and I definitely want to bring that up again because it's a really important point.
Next up, Brian Marr.
So it is Brian Marr now entering the competition area for his 4th and final round. Brian, again, he's from Connecticut. And Brian was a member of that World Cup team in 2019 that traveled to Wuxi, China. Now trying to make this team traveling to Denmark later in 2020.
Pulling out all the stops for that form, wanting to get higher and higher on that scale. Great job, Brian. We'll see what the judges think at the end, but very, very excited to see where you place in that. Great job, Brian.
So you brought up that point. There's a chance if the winner of this is already into on two teams in different distances, maybe a freestyle team, maybe a pairs, maybe a team, that they can only do 2 events total at the World Championships. So you talked about how important the second and third place spot is, and it's going to really, it could really show up here as well.
Next up, Kevin Jiang.
And Kevin Jiang has also been solid here. He's from Birmingham, Michigan, but it also attends MIT, pursuing that computer science degree. And we talked about the second and third place. It actually, from what we're hearing, and again, we get a little bit of knowledge secondhand, that the second place winners in the under 30, no, I beg your pardon, is it under 50 pairs competition? Anyway, it was Dan and Carissa. Dan and Carissa moved all the way up to third place.
The over 30, yes.
Yeah, over 30.
Over 30 pairs, yes.
Yeah, and they moved all the way up from third place to second place on the last form in the highest ranked form of the day. And as Kevin's going here, he's going along solidly. That was the difference that moved them into second place in the very last form, and it was a big deal because Chua Wen and Pak Young, rumor is they're not going to compete together.
And they already won in other divisions, and they've done so excellently in that. And that's one of the things that the WT has changed a little bit in this last rules, is they want to see the athletes be specific in their different divisions, and so that's why they're cutting down on that to have them specialize for these championships.
What it will do is it will broaden out the teams as well. In this case, it looks, and we don't know this for sure, so we're just going off some information, that Dan and Crystal will now move on to the national team in that category as the team for over 30, so congratulations. Again, if congratulations are in order at this point.
Up next, Daniel Lee.
I think all of them deserve congratulations, because they all have definitely done an incredible job throughout this entire event. I mean, it's been 3 days of competition, and it's definitely some hard work between the elevation and the time changes for some of these people. We see a lot of people coming from Massachusetts, and it's definitely something that they take into account as they're competing. Great technical kicks from Daniel Lee. I mean, he's in the top 2 right now, and we're excited to see if he can pull that top spot away.
Yeah, he is. He's really high up in there, and he's competing at a high level here. Solid technique, really high round kick, going right at the camera, as you saw. And then coming back here, stepping back, as we all know how difficult that is. That's a blind step to get to their mark, as talked about by Dan Chuang. And you can tell the pressure is ramped up here. Fourth round, the crowd's into it, athletes are into it, coaches are into it.
They're all leaning forward, ready to see what's coming next.
This is big drama here, as any one of these 3 people can win this competition.
Dan smiling right there.
Yeah, Coach Dan Chuang clearly understands the gravity of this, and it's showing up here now. Up next here is Jiwon Zhang.
Up next, Jiwoo Jung.
And so Jiwon Zhang, 21 years of age, from Madison, Alabama, entering the competition area. And again, he's our current national champion in the senior individual gold. So again, very comfortable in this environment of high-level competition.
He's showing great volume of movement coming around for those high outside middle blocks. Face blocks, my apologies. Definitely showing that volume of movement, trying to get that higher presentation.
Yeah, we talked about the blind step here to get back to their mark. Here's this blind step going backwards.
Is he gonna get it? He was within that 1 foot, so he definitely got it.
Yeah, he nailed it. Yeah, you're right. He was within like 3 or 4 inches, so he definitely got that. So no problem for Jiwon Zhang. And again, kind of sitting in the middle of the pack here, so he's going to have to do something special here in round number 4 in order to have a shot at this. Next up is Princeton Rush, who has incrementally moved himself up from leaderboard. Maybe for him, started a little slow, but all he's done is get better and better and better and move himself up this leaderboard. So I expect to see another performance as he's just gotten better and better throughout this competition.
Up next, Princeton Rush.
And again, one of the most experienced athletes out here today. Princeton, at only 22 years of age, has competed in 2 world championships, one in 2016 and one in 2018, and of course, the Wushu World Cup last year. So major international competition for this experienced athlete at only 22 years of age. It's Princeton Rush.
Princeton definitely known for his power, and he's definitely bringing that out again here in Taeguk 6, Taeguk Yujeon. Get that little breather there at that 5-second count.
And again, round 4 has been the round. Round 3 was the round, now round 4 is, as there's super athletic, clean moves, no mistakes. And these gentlemen continue to raise the bar every round for that spot on the team here. Headed to Denmark in just a few months. That's May, late May, May 21st to 24th. Coming up next is going to be our leader.
Been a lot of pressure in this round. Let's see if Alex can pull out that top spot again.
Up next, Alex Lee.
We go Taeguk 6, and this is an important one. As Alex Lee's sitting right there with a couple other athletes that can win this competition, and this is it right here for Alex Lee. He's got to put it out there and try to win this championship right here in round number 4.
You can just feel the intensity coming off of him. He definitely knows that this could be his shot to go to those world championships.
And this is going to be tight, Alyssa. This is really going to be tight. Again, another incredible performance, but they've all been incredible this round. So, and it's a form that I don't know if it's fair to say it's easy for them, but they're making it look like it's easy for them.
They are. I feel like it has one of the least amount of moves in it, but it definitely is one that you go up and down so many times that you have to shoot up for those kicks and then come right back down for those next moves right after.
That was solid, and obviously Alex Lee knows what he's doing.
Definitely.
And, another incredible performance by Alex Lee. He's just been so good, and he's been so good in these last rounds when it's most important, because honestly, the first round, it wasn't his round.
No, it wasn't.
He was down on, or it might have been the second. Honestly, I'm going to tell you, one of the first 2 rounds, it wasn't his round, just from where his score was, but now.
Up next, Ethan Sun.
And he's just elevated his game round after round. Will it be enough to win himself a title here in the under 30 male division?
We only have 2 more competitors to see who has that first spot, so definitely anxiously awaiting these scores from the referees. Again, another great performance from Ethan Sun, showing that power and that intensity that he is known for as we are in this last round. See if he can move up the ranks so that he can get closer to that top spot. Definitely some good suspense as we're going into our last competitor.
Our final competitor in the men under 30 individual division, Alexander Tortora.
And again, Alexander Tortora coming into our last competitor for our fourth and final round for the under 30 male competitors. Excited to see what he has coming out on this last form. He's known for showing that power and that intensity, and definitely has great crisp moves. So let's see what he has on this final round. Great job, Alexander, our last and final competitor in our under 30 male division. Just waiting to see those judges' scores as we get our final scores for our male under 30 round. We're excited to see who's going to get that top spot for that world champions team. Awaiting very anxiously on the edge of my chair, Jason.
Yeah, this is going to be close. And Alex Lee and Kevin Zhang, Daniel Lee, Princeton. Alex Lee
an
pulls out
8.6.
All we've done is get higher and higher. Alex Lee pulls out the highest score.
Oh, it is quiet. Do you see this? It is silent in the arena.
Here we come. It's coming up. Is it enough? Alex Lee.
Oh my goodness!
Alex Lee wins the competition. He
pulls it out. Great.
Kevin Zhang in the final round. So congratulations to all of our competitors. But it's Daniel Lee with the third place finish. Kevin Zhang, second place finish. They're just 1/100th of a point between each other. And there it is, Alex Lee. Alex Lee wins the competition. Fantastic. Just a fantastic competition. So congratulations to all those guys. We're going to move to the females. Still going. You know we're still going. We got you.
One more division. Our ladies for that under 30 round. Coming in, they're going to be doing Tayback for this final round. Good form for them. They can show that smooth transitions between each move. And like we said before, it has that speed. So let's see if we can get that explosiveness from these ladies.
First up, Karen Real.
Karen Real, I beg your pardon, from Diamond Bar, California. Now at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology. And that's a mouthful. Out on the mat here. And one of the top athletes here, can she win another title here at the Poomsae GrandSlam final? Finishes really clean, really solid. Karen Real, perfect ending to a great competition for her. This is it. This is her last opportunity to compete. in this individual female. And Karen Real finishes on a high note, and the coach absolutely ecstatic. He doesn't show a ton of emotion. He never does. But he's not upset, which means he's feeling great. So Karen Real, well done competition for her. She's earned a well-earned break as well.
Up next, Esther Joe.
Esther Joe on the mat now, the 17-year-old from Virginia, performing Tebek. And looking to find herself in one of those podium finishes of 1, 2, and 3. Ultimately, the team spot will go to the first place winners here today. And Esther Joe finishes so strong.
She definitely is the strongest I've seen in her power from this division. Definitely a lot of power.
The crowd's really amped up now. Coaches are as well. We can feel the pressure in here in the broadcast booth. We're so glad you're joining us here on the live stream here on Martin Luther King Monday. This is day 3 of the 2020 Grand Slam. This is the Grand Slam Poomsae final. And it's been so tight and so fun to be here. The action has been great. The competitions have been really close, and we're glad you're here with us.
Up next, Alina Duong.
Again, hopefully you're going to get a chance to see a lot of these competitors in person if you didn't make it here to the National Center of Excellence at the G2 US Open coming up in less than 2 months.
In 6 weeks.
In 6 weeks, she says.
I am not counting down.
Where is it? I don't remember.
It's going to be with Mickey.
That's right, it is with
Mickey Magic at the ESPN Wide World of Sports.
Cannot wait as well. Orlando for the US Open G2. And Alina Duong on the mat now. And Alina from El Dorado Hills, California. She's just 19 years of age right now, and she's in college at the University of Pacific. A pre-pharmacy degree is what she's working on.
You have to be real careful on Tebek, because that side kick coming after that that hinge into the elbow strike, definitely a big opportunity to lose your balance. So if you can keep that strong and have that core control, then you got this form.
And she did it. And we saw some comments, and they said, I cannot believe they're talking about boba. We're only talking about drinking boba because all the athletes put in there what things they like to do outside of Taekwondo in their bios is drink boba. So
boba, and more boba.
We're going to talk about it because that's what they're obviously talking about there in the competition area.
Up next, Christina Castillo.
And in comes Christina Castillo, where she attends Austin College there near Round Rock, Texas, and she's looking for a degree in business administration. So pursuing that at 22 years of age, she's still in school. I like that she likes to visit local coffee shops and art galleries. I kind of like to do that as well.
Where she can get boba, right?
Well, I think she's a coffee drinker, it looks like.
Well, you can get coffee with boba too.
Well, then that's probably what she
just
does.
frozen coffee.
Just so smooth here.
You know, based on the coaches, you can kind of see the style of their coaches going into their athletes. And with Elva being her coach, you can see Elva always has that posture in her forms. And she showed that today, getting her first place in her division. And Christina definitely has that same posture, that upright, very confident demeanor.
Yeah, Alva Adams, again, coaching her athlete there from the Texas area, the South Texas area. So excited. So again, as we're winding down these competitions, don't forget we have 2 more divisions going this evening.
Our under 40 male and female divisions.
Yeah,
so
those will be big as well. So
they will.
I can tell you right now, the female division is 4 competitors, but the male division is 8. So it's going to be interesting.
Definitely got some excitement left for sure.
Up next, Kira Chan.
Oh. Kira Chan. Check that, it's Chan. 2019, 2-time silver medalist. Finishing her 4th round here at the National Center of Excellence and finishing it with tape back and finishing it with no major mistakes. So congratulations, Kira Chan, on an excellent competition. She'll round it out.
Her coach definitely looks pleased with her performance. Gave her that double high five.
Yeah, and Dan Chuang, you know, he helped us out in the booth. So Coach Chuang, thank you so much for your time and experience. And you have your knowledge is just vast and expert opinion here and expert analysis is so good. So his color commentary was through the roof. So thank you again to Coach Dan Chuang. And congratulations on a great competition for you and your athletes.
Up next, Yirim Jung.
And Yirim Jung entering the competition area now. Yirim just a few months ago at the President's Cup took this individual bronze medal, pairs bronze medal, but the team, she paired up with other athletes and won the gold medal. So the end of 2019 really finished strong for Yirim Jung.
Starts off very, very explosive. Sits right down into that Poomsae, that tiger stance. Side kick with a great landing.
Yirim right now bringing her A game, and it's going to show up in the score. This is an excellent routine. It's an excellent form, and it's an outstanding performance for her. So I really think the score is going to be high here for Yirim Jung, and she was just everything so flexible, so high, so crisp. We talked about her landing so solidly. And I think Dad's happy as well. Her father's her coach.
We only have one more left, so we're going to see who gets to take that top spot.
And this is close right now.
It is.
Extremely close. We know what it was in the 3rd round. This really could go to anybody here.
Up next for the ladies, Angela Tortora.
We saw that huge score jump last round. So now we're excited to see who gets it this round.
And our final competitor is Angela Tortora, coached by Long Nguyen here today.
Great timing, landing that cover at the same time as she lands her foot for that punch. Trying to get that height on that side kick, making sure that she keeps that balance going. Great speed on that turn. That's something hard to get that speed on that transition on that back fist. She landed it very well.
And a great finish for Angela Tortora. So that is the end of this competition between the males and the females in their respective divisions for the under 30 individual Poomsae. We have a champion in the male. They did show us, and it's Alex Lee. We're about to crown one in the female division.
Who's it gonna be? Referees get to bow out after a good chunk of Poomsae sitting in that seat. Let's see.
Round 4 is coming up right now. You're just about to see the scores here momentarily. And you see him, and it's Esther Joe. 844, so one of the highest scores here in the women's division. Overtakes Karen Rial in this round, followed by Yerim Zhang, who we thought. And the winner is Esther Joe. And
Esther Joe.
It could be considered an upset, but Esther Joe was great all day long. 3 first places and 1 second there in each round. So Esther Joe takes the title here in the under 30 female division. So congratulations to all the competitors, but it's Yerim Zhang third, Karen Rial second, and Esther Joe
in first.
So we're going to take a short break, come back with interviews with our winners here in the under 30 male and female individual Poomsae categories. We'll be back momentarily. This is the 2020 Poomsae Grand Slam Final presented by USA Taekwondo. Good, welcome back. All we can say is give it up for these amazing athletes, and what a job you guys did here tonight. Most of these athletes have been competing all weekend long. As we've talked about you from morning to night, from Friday now here to Sunday. So we know the fatigue and the effort you put into it. So great job, all of you. We're going to start with the males in the male division. In third place, Daniel Lee. And in second place, Kevin Jung. In first place, your champion, Alex Lee. And in the female division, in third place, Yerm Jung. And in second place, Karen Rial. And in first place, your champion, Esther Joe. We're going to start with you, Esther.
Oh, gosh.
This is a lot of people, lights, cameras, action. What does it feel like competing in an arena like this in a Grand Slam Poomsae final?
I was really nervous, but very thankful for everyone who cheered for me and who was there for me here.
Yeah, a great chance to compete for Team USA. You're going to head to Denmark later this year to compete in the World Championships. Any thoughts on traveling with the national team?
I'm really excited. This is my first time winning individuals and my first time going to Worlds. So.
Well, we think you're going to have a lot of success. Congratulations. I know it's not your first time. So Alex, another championship here. You've had several, I know this, but this one's different because, again, the National Center of Excellence is intimate. The crowd's right on top of you. Super loud, super packed. You guys were amazing, by the way. Your energy was outstanding. But please tell us how it feels to compete in this arena because it is different.
I don't know. I feel like every arena is different, but this one definitely, it's such a big change of pace because from Pan Am Games, it's like an absolutely huge venue, and then all of a sudden now I'm in a very enclosed and tight room with a bunch of people watching, and even like the smallest sounds every single sound you can hear basically, and so when you hear every single sound, it kind of gets nervous, yeah.
Yeah, it's an interesting point because the sparring competitor said the same thing. You hear every little thing in here, and so that's actually a great point. You got a shout out for your family, friends here?
Yeah, thank you so much. You guys have stayed the entire time. I know you guys have been here for the entire weekend, so thank you so much for every single round that you guys have supported me. I'll try to support you guys as much as possible too in the upcoming months, and thank you again for all of your support.
How about on this side, Esther? Would you like to shout out or thank anybody out there today?
Yeah, my dad is here and my parents and my family at home and my teammates and my masters and Twangadi.
There you have it, the shout out to everyone there. One more time, our champion, Alex Lee, Esther Joe. Give it up one more time for our team members. Congratulations to all of all. We have 2 more divisions, so you guys, you can't go anywhere. This energy is amazing. Don't you guys leave, because we have the under 40 male and female individual coming up here. So again, this is the 2020 Poomsae Grand Slam final. 2 more major divisions, so stay with us. This has been Chopping It Up with Jason. No Sherman, but we have the under 30 individual champions. See you guys shortly.